Hey, welcome to another edition of Larry Tech Talk. I am Stephen Baird.
And I'm Ollie.
Today we're going to be doing a couple topics here. We're going to first start off with talking about the recent Star Wars: Last Jedi. It came out in theaters this past December, and if you are still lucky, you can still see it in theaters near you. And then our second topic, we're going to be talking about upcoming films in 2018.
I'm very excited to start.
Awesome. So, Star Wars: The Last Jedi. When did you see it?
I believe it was when school started back up again. I believe around the 8th or the 9th. I didn't have class, and it was like, all right. In between my, I had like a 7-hour gap between class. I'm like, I'm gonna go see Star Wars for the first time by myself, which was kind of sad because I don't like going to movies by myself.
Now you know how I feel. All the movies I see are by myself, so.
I try to go with somebody. I always try. I mean, it's not like I have a problem going alone. It's just I feel awkward, so I try to not do it. So that's the first movie I went to alone in a long time.
Welcome to the lonely party.
I had a good time,
I feel like I'm making everybody sympathize. I'm perfectly fine with going alone. It's just for someone who doesn't go alone that often, I can totally understand. Where did you see it at?
I saw it. I didn't want to go too far. I usually go to Imagine Novi. I have like a loyalty membership there. I spend way too much money there.
The last movie I saw was at Imagine Novi. Pretty nice theater.
I think, in my opinion, it's one of the best in the area. I mean, I literally I think in the last year I spent over $2,000 there. That's why I'm a loyalty member.
We have a Imagine that just recently came up in our in Imagine Shelby Township. It's there used to be a Kroger there, and then the Kroger came to a larger place across the street. So Imagine came in. First, I was skeptical. I was like, "Hey, I don't really want to, go switch from MJR because I was an MJR loyalty rewards card. Remember, switch over to Imagine." But once I got to Imagine, I was hooked, and that's where I saw Last Jedi as well. I saw it I'd say it was during Christmas break. In fact, I can look it up right now.
If you have the exact date saved, I will be very disappointed in you, Steven.
If I have the exact date saved, you'll be very disappointed?
Yes. Why would you record the day you went and saw Last Jedi? Well, is it that much of a steeple in your life? Is it a milestone?
No, it's because I have receipts from Imagine. I do ticket orders online on the Imagine app, which is very good. Let's see. Star Wars: The Last Jedi, I saw it in IMAX, which, if you guys haven't seen movies in IMAX, I highly suggest it. Better sound, better visuals, everything.
Definitely.
Screen 8, January 4th, 2018.
Nice.
January 7 p.m.
It's pretty cool. I wanted to see it at Imagine, but like I said, I didn't want to leave the area.
Yeah.
So I ended up having to see it at the AMC Southfield, which is, I believe, like right down the street on 12 Mile. But nonetheless, it was still a pretty good experience. Loved the movie. But I still have, I have my doubts about this movie. I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah, so if for all the people who haven't watched, let's just say there will probably be spoilers throughout the program. So take that as a little bit of a warning, but,
I mean, I don't even think we need a warning at this point because, in all honesty, if you're a diehard Star Wars fan or a Star Wars fan, period, you would have seen it by now.
Yeah, I'd say so, too. So,
all right, let's start with thoughts. What do you think?
Well, I'll admit it, straight up and center, I'm a Trekkie, so I didn't really get into the Star Wars franchise up until about The Force Awakens.
Really?
Yeah. So that was about my freshman year in college, and my roommate, we watched a bunch of, I think, they were watching 1 and 2, but I didn't watch it that. But then I watched most of 3, and then 4, 5, and 6 as a precursor to watching Force Awakens.
Oh, my Lord. You poor boy. Never, ever, ever. There's like a strict way you should watch Star Wars films. I can't remember. That's how I was taught to watch them. But you never go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Well, I started off with 4, 5, 6.
Right. It's not even supposed to be that way. It's like a weird sequence, like 2, 4, 1, 5, 3. I don't remember.
I feel like you would watch like all of the original trilogies in a row, wouldn't you? Because they kind of fit.
Well,
neatly.
yes, but the story, because each of them have holes in them, the one of the others fills it. So it's kind of weird. They kind of like fill each other's holes. The way that they did it. But I feel so bad that you got into it when Force Awakens came out, because my same issue with Force Awakens is one of the issues that I have with Star Wars as a whole now. Like, they started this franchise, they rebooted the franchise in a way that I just flat out don't like.
Well, what exactly don't you like?
Well, for starters, Kylo Ren, Mr. Ben Solo, was not supposed to exist. Never part of the Star Wars universe. But when Disney decided to take over Star Wars, they added in a bunch of crap and changed a bunch of things around that George Lucas didn't originally imagine.
I wouldn't have thought that Harrison Ford's character would have been the type to have children. You wouldn't have thought about that.
Right, and you also wouldn't have thought that he would be an evil son of a gun.
Who
Kylo Ren.
Kylo.
If Harrison Ford, if Han Solo had a child, you wouldn't think he'd be evil, because Han Solo is such a good character. He's got the the oomph. So you wouldn't have expected it, but. So there was that, and then there's also the fact that, what's it called? Force Awakens, for example, was basically A New Hope.
Yeah, it was, I'd say, overall, I thought Force Awakens was a pretty good movie. I mean, it culminated in the end. I mean, the whole basis of the movie is, where is Luke Skywalker? And the whole movie is them trying to find Luke Skywalker. And at the end, you see Luke Skywalker on the mountain. You're like, oh, what's going to happen? Oh, wait, you have to wait 2 more years for the next film to come out. So finally, when Last Jedi came out this past December, I saw it. It left a little bit much to be desired as far as... It was a good it was a good film as far as shots and videography, as far as... direction and all that. The story, I had problems with Luke Skywalker's character.
In Last Jedi?
Last Jedi.
I was 100% on board, my friend. It's like you said. So I will give both films this. They were well made. They were well made.
Yes.
Was the plot good? Meh. But this is what I mean. So, like you said, Force Awakens, it's a build-up of where's Luke? Where's Luke? You're like, oh, he's our last hope once again, right? And then it comes to Last Jedi, and Luke Skywalker's some asswipe who doesn't want to help and is like, you can do it yourself. Yeah. I've seen this before. I'm not going to do it again. Blah blah. I just
realized. Luke Skywalker's like Obi-Wan Kenobi in I realize what you're saying there. Oh my goodness.
Except Obi-Wan Kenobi wasn't an asswipe.
Exactly.
Luke was a huge meanie. He was just like, no, straight up.
I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to help you.
Until he realized how powerful Rey is, and he's like, if I don't get, a hold of this, shit can go down.
You always realize kind of what you're going to be getting into, what you're going to be seeing in theaters prior up to like all of the press conferences and stuff. I kind of realized the direction that Luke Skywalker's character was going to go in once Mark Hamill, the guy that does Luke Skywalker, once he kind of said that he didn't like the direction that Luke Skywalker went. And I read that prior to seeing the movie, and I was like, it's kind of like the feeling that I got when I saw Assassin's Creed. I read beforehand, and if you guys haven't seen that episode, highly suggested of Larry Tech Talk. That's my first episode, crazy hair, but nevertheless.
Is he self-promoting?
If you self-promote the own of Larry Tech, I guess, it's...
but no, I completely agree. I mean, if the actor himself tells you that he doesn't like it,
chances are
you're not gonna like it.
You're not gonna like it.
I can agree with it also, because I remember when you watch the original trilogy, 4, 5, and 6, you're following Luke's story, and you see what a good guy he is. He could do no wrong.
You see what he's capable of, and there's the old homage that wisdom only increases with age.
Right, and now
he
went backwards.
He went ass back.
Ass backwards.
He went backwards.
I have no idea what ass backwards means, but moving on.
He went backwards with wisdom, and it kind of showed. By the way, this is hot chocolate for all you viewers who are wondering.
I don't think anyone cares.
Yeah, no one cares. But, you see, that's my ADHD going. But anyways, you kind of, what was I saying?
How about, on that note, since you forgot?
Yeah.
Let's switch gears into, are you a fan of the new Star Wars? Are you a fan of Disney's version of Star Wars?
Well, I'd say it's better than the prequel series trilogy, but it's not as good as the original trilogy.
I don't know. I kind of liked I liked the original three. I mean, Phantom Menace. I mean, like the 1, 2, and 3. The prequels. Like, Phantom Menace wasn't the greatest, but it was, Natalie Portman, man.
Was that 3 or 1 or 2 or?
Phantom Menace was 1. That was when Anakin was still a wee little thing.
So you're a fan of Jar Jar Binks?
I don't hate Jar Jar Binks.
I don't hate him either. In fact, I find him quite adorable, to be quite honest.
I think he's one of my favorites. And that's weird for people to say, but the reason I say that is because he's one of those most theorized about characters in the entire universe. He's a Sith Lord. He's an intentional idiot, or this, or that. There are so many theories just revolving around him, and that's another thing about him that I just absolutely love. I mean,
well, I especially loved. This is kind of veering off just a little bit, but it's still in the Star Wars universe. If you guys ever watch Robot Chicken, the 3 Star Wars specials, I love the Darth Jar Jar one, where they have a theory where after what's his name?
Keep going.
After what's the
Empire Strikes Back?
No, the Darth the guy that
Darth Sidious?
No, the guy that Darth threw down the
which Darth?
Darth Vader. The one that Darth Vader threw down the endless through
Obi-Wan Kenobi?
No, not Obi-Wan Kenobi. The in the last number 6.
I'm trying to think. The Emperor.
The Emperor, yeah, Emperor. What's his name?
Something.
Yeah, Emperor. When you saw Darth Jar Jar filling that role, I thought, oh my goodness, this is hilarious. By the way, I love it. It just proves how much of a good sport the guy that voices Jar Jar Binks is to actually, go in the role in Robot Chicken to, kind of bash Jar Jar Binks.
Right. I mean, there's so many things you could bash him for.
Yeah.
But the entire Star Wars universe, I mean, like, back on topic, the original 6, I loved.
Yeah.
I couldn't have asked for them made any better. But then we got to the new Disney Star Wars universe, and it just doesn't seem that original. In the sense that they're original and coming up with new characters and things, but they're not original in how they portray things and convey the story. Because, like I said, Force Awakens, guaranteed you put them side by side and you get A New Hope, Force Awakens, you'd see a lot of similarities throughout plotline, this, that, and then I was half expecting them to do that again with Last Jedi, where they were going to mimic another film. They started to get original on that, but then they butchered a lot of things. Now, I heard rumors that for the next Star Wars movie, Carrie Fisher is still in it. Ooh. Partially. We all know she passed. And I'm very, very curious to see how that goes, because I would have wished that they killed her off in this one instead of dragging her on into the next one, and they're going to continue, because half of it is filmed, they're going to CGI her in the way that they did with Paul Walker, and I wasn't a fan of the Paul Walker CGI. I think it was just creepy.
I feel for all you that don't know, Carrie Fisher, who played Princess Leia, she passed away right after production folded. Tragic story, and it was not her character that died in the film, but Luke Skywalker's character. Big spoiler: Luke Skywalker's character passes away in the film. So it kind of left me thinking, how are they gonna get rid of Princess Leia?
I don't think they are. That's the thing, because like I said, they're CG. They have recorded her in the next film. She's already in like a lot of it, so they're gonna CGI the rest. Which, I mean, if they're not CGIing a death scene or something, then I'm going to just absolutely be upset, because it's really creepy. And I don't know how they're going to do it, because I don't think anyone on this planet looks identical to Carrie Fisher the way that Paul Walker's twin brother was his lookalike.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm very curious to see how it goes. But
what I'd like to see is for them to kind of, if you guys aren't aware with, I'd like to see them Doctor Who Luke Skywalker. You don't
Luke deserved to die. But let's talk about that death scene though. It was weird. He just turned into ash.
He just for all you guys, it's been a while since you watched the film. That was the one where he is filming an epic fight scene with Kylo Ren in the desert, and no matter what Kylo Ren does, he can't kill Luke Skywalker.
But it wasn't really that epic.
It wasn't epic? You don't think it was epic?
Because it wasn't really that much of a fight. I mean, the after part was a little bit more of a fight, like, whatnot. But, like, Kylo, he stands out there and he's just teasing Kylo, and then Kylo just unleashes the entire Empire's basic, like, militia onto him. And nothing happens. So that was badass. But then to just go into this fight, and then after he actually hits him with the lightsaber, where Luke should have died, he just turns into ash. And then you see that he was just a duplicate. And then we go to the real Luke,
who's on a rock in a zen-like state, and just floats into ash, into the atmosphere.
Which, again, the F. Like, what is with this movie and turning things to ash? Because a lot of this movie had, like, ash particles everywhere. I will give them this. Whoever designed the planet design that they were on in that scene, where, the ground was white, salt, and then as you stepped on it, it turned red. That was cool.
Yeah.
I'll give them that. That effect is cool. So when, like, the...
Don't get me wrong.
Fighters are flying through.
It was fantastically filmed.
Right, and the effects were amazing.
Yes.
It was just the plot line was a flop.
You get to the point where you put too much effort into the effects and all that, and you start to deviate from having a decent plot line. And I feel like, it was a decent plot line, but it left much to be desired.
Right. So, we're starting to run a little low on time.
All right.
So we're going to switch off the topics. But before we do, before we go to commercial, let's give the movie a rating. What do you think? 0 out of 10.
7.5.
You were very generous. I was going to give him a 6.
All right.
Now with that, here's a word from our sponsors.
Cottage Inn Pizza on Lasser Road is close to campus and ready to bring hot pizza, wings, breadsticks, subs, salads, calzones, and cold beverages right to your dorm with a fast delivery service. Save your Blue Devil dollars and carry out the Cottage Inn LTU special. A large 2-topping pizza and small breadsticks for only $12.99. Cottage Inn is a proud sponsor and the official pizza of Blue Devil Broadcasting.
All right, we're back, guys. So, next topic is the upcoming movie list of 2018. I compiled this list myself.
Good job.
I will say this is not all the movies coming out in 2018. There are so many. This is just a couple of the highlights that I've heard about so far.
How dare your list not be complete?
I can tell you that you probably haven't heard of a lot of the films that are on there. A lot of them are like indie films.
Okay. It's a possibility.
Well, let's get started. I mean, this one already came out. I mean, we're starting from February and on, but this one I saw and I had to put on this list. Maze Runner Death Cure is the first one on the list. Now, this movie is the type of movie that reminded me of why I wanted to do media. So this is something that you definitely want to go see. It was so well made. I'm telling you, when I got out of that theater, I just felt ungodly.
I haven't seen it. The reason being, I have this thing where I want to see all the movies in a series before seeing the one that's currently in the theaters, and by the time I see all the ones that are in that are proceeding, that one is not in theaters anymore. So
I can fix that. I will literally sit you down in a room and make you watch the other two. We're all good on that one.
Oh my goodness.
Now this one is breaking records before even hitting the shelves. It comes out next week, or this week actually.
Yes, I have some. I know someone that's seeing it tonight.
Black Panther. Black Panther is absolutely just astounding as far as trailers look. I haven't seen it yet because obviously it doesn't come out until, well, the midnight premieres tonight.
Be wary, though, that a good trailer does not make a good movie.
See, but no, you're correct. But what does make a good movie is the fact that they have box office records before the movie even hit the screen.
How so? How can you have box record before they
selling out tickets before even months before the movie's release?
Yeah.
Theaters all over the United States of America are selling out. The entire African American community is going crazy over this. It's just
more than Get Out. More than Get Out.
Next up on the list is one of our editors' not favorite films, 50 Shades Freed.
It is the third movie in the kinky trilogy of the 50 Shades franchise. And I've heard some not so good things about this one.
I haven't heard anything about it, but lucky for us, next episode we do have a 50 Shades Freed debate going on between two of our very own Blue Devils. They will be telling us whether or not we should see the film or not, and they will both present a case, blah, blah, blah. I can't wait to hear what they got, but...
You'll have to stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
Next episode. Or if you're watching this 2 months from now, just go to the next episode. Anyways...
Next up, you want to...
Peter Wabbit. I used to... there used to be some cartoons back when I was young. Probably some pretty old ones. But they've made this into like a live-action movie, Peter Rabbit. I saw...
James Corden is Peter Rabbit.
Oh,
and
boy.
I can't wait for that. That man is a funny dude.
I saw Jimmy Kimmel take Peter Rabbit, which is a PG-rated movie, and he put it into a Red Band trailer.
Oh, no.
Which he showed to his audience. Oh, my goodness. I don't know what to say.
I can't wait to see it. I think it's going to be a nice family-friendly comedy.
Yeah.
So I probably won't see it when it's in theaters. I probably wouldn't want to waste the money. But I will probably definitely see it when it either hits the internet or CD.
I grew up reading Beatrix Potter, so, you know, I could totally see myself seeing that movie if there's nothing else good.
Well, trust me, this month is actually a really good month because not only is Peter Rabbit coming out, but we also have Game Night.
Yikes.
Now, this one is something else.
Which one's Game Night about again?
So Game Night is... So you have a host of a party. I don't remember the names. I'm not going to go into specifics here, but I will tell you the plot, basically. You have a mystery-based party being thrown, and one of the people at the party goes missing.
Is this one of those SNL?
No, it's not. But what's really cool about this is that so he goes missing, but it's a mystery night. So everyone's like, oh, that's not like it's just part of the night. This is part of the party. Turns out, as they're starting to solve this thing, they find out not only is the host throwing the party not who he says he is, but this mysterious disappearance is also not fake. Yikes. It is 100% real. This guy's gone missing and blah, blah, blah. So there's just a whole rowdy bunch trying to figure out what's going on, and it's really cool. And then, again, throughout this month, I think this is in March, A Wrinkle in Time.
There's a Wrinkle in Time.
Now, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this, but it's a upcoming Disney movie about space travel or kind of thing, the Einstein-Rosen bridges and blah, blah, blah. Really cool. And then, since you brought up Assassin's Creed earlier, actually, another video game movie is coming out.
Oh, boy.
Hopefully this is better than the other ones, but Tomb Raider is coming out.
You know what they said when Assassin's Creed came out? It was the best
a movie adaptation of a video game.
Yes.
But see, Tomb Raider has been made before into movies. And I liked the one with Angelina Jolie. I had no problem with that one. She did a great job as Lara Croft. But I've heard a lot of hype going on with the new Tomb Raider, so I'm personally excited to see it. I don't know. I think you should.
Yeah.
I don't see anything wrong with that. I hope it actually precedes what everyone thinks. I think it's going to kick Assassin's Creed's butt, Warcraft's butt. I think every other video game movie up to this point is going to get their ass kicked by Tomb Raider.
Yikes!
Because Lara Croft she's a badass.
It's an ass kicking, we say. Ass kicking.
Right, Stephen, right. Next up, we got
Pacific Rim Uprising. Let me guess. This is a disaster film about the Pacific Rim.
Well, do you know what Pacific Rim is? The original movie? Have you watched the original?
No, I haven't.
Giant robots.
Oh, yikes!
Fighting in the Atlantic or Pacific Ocean. It was really cool. Pacific, duh. Right, it's called Pacific Rim. I'm stupid.
Here I thought it was about the Ring of Fire in the Pacific, and it was going to be one of those Dwayne Johnson 2012 flicks.
No, actually, this is a pretty.
What was it, San Andreas,
movie.
where he's in a helicopter and he's flying over Los Angeles and everything is blowing up and collapsing. Oh my!
I will say this: I think what you need to do before you see this film, definitely go rewatch Pacific Rim, because I personally forgot what Pacific Rim was about. All I remember were giant robots fighting in the Pacific Ocean.
Which is probably why I'm not going to see it, because then I have to watch Pacific Rim first, and I blah 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 blah.
You have time. This isn't coming until like mid-year.
Okay.
And then Ready Player One. Now, if you're a huge anime fan, you already know what this is.
So this is the latest. This is going to be the next Steven Spielberg film. It's covering in the future when Earth is a wasteland. People are caught up in their virtual realities, and the virtual reality becomes the actual reality.
Now,
very deep.
For anybody who doesn't know me, I absolutely hate anime and everything it stands for. I can't stand it. I've tried many, many times.
Yikes, you don't have to be so harsh about it.
It's not that I'm trying to be harsh. It's just, you do you. You can watch it. You enjoy it. But what I'm going to say is this movie definitely intrigues me. I definitely want to go see this movie, which is surprising because, like I said, I don't really like anime. I don't know what it is about anime. Maybe it's the dramatization, the obnoxious noises, the oversized genitalia.
I just don't like that the frame rate is so low that you can actually see, like, it has to be underneath 24 frames. They just get lazy with drawing.
Why don't you try to draw an entire cartoon that's literally more than 24 frames per second?
If you look at, like, the old Looney Tunes, they did that.
See, but how much detail was put into the Looney Tunes?
Lots.
Not really. You'd have, like, for movement, you'd have little lines as wind that were white. Or when Tasmanian Devil was spinning around, all you had was looping circles in brown. It wasn't a lot of detail, but it definitely was a lot of time to consume. But anime definitely has a lot more detail.
I'll have to show you a Looney Tunes short. There's one called it was one of the war shorts where Bugs is fighting a gremlin on an airplane.
Oh Lord.
My goodness, and the detail was to consider that all of it was hand drawn, frame by frame. They did a spectacular job. Yeah, I'm a big cartoon collector, so.
Gotcha. So for this next film, I personally have not heard anything about it.
Is this an indie film?
I'm not sure. Like I said, I've not heard anything about it, but a lot of my friends are telling me they want to go see it. I have to go research it at one point, but it's called Red Sparrow.
Oh, I thought it was. Oh, we're a little bit. We're on the list here, so.
Yeah. I can't really say anything. I haven't seen anything about it. I know the trailer's out. I'll probably go watch it later. But I heard some good things.
Let's see here. Red Sparrow. Prima ballerina Dominika Ergorova faces a bleak and uncertain future after she suffers an injury that ends her career. She soon turns to Sparrow School, a secret intelligence service that trains exceptional young people to use their minds and bodies as weapons.
So basically what I'm hearing is just an over-dramatized Black Widow. So they're basically trying to copy how badass Scarlett Johansson was.
Jeez. Savage. Anyways, the next one is... I've never heard of this one.
It's a picture of a chicken and then blockers. So the actual title is Cock Blockers, but because they can't actually put that as a title, they just went with blockers and an image of a chicken.
Reminds me of when they had to switch the name. This is video game-wise. When they had to switch it for South Park.
Okay.
the latest South Park. Do I dare say the name?
A Fracture in Time?
It's not called A Fractured in Time. It's called A Fractured Butthole.
That's what it was supposed to be?
A Fractured Butthole? Fractured Butthole.
Oh, right. Okay, I get it now.
Yes. Yes. Clever on the part of, was it Trey Parker? And
I have no idea. I'm not a South Park guy, but that's funny.
Yeah.
I've never watched South Park, so the only South Park episode I've ever seen is the one where they took our germs. I was up in Traverse City and I had nothing to do outside because it was a really bad day, and that was playing on the TV. So I ended up watching it, and it was pretty funny.
Why don't you watch more?
I'm never home to watch television. I have 3 jobs, my friend.
Yikes!
All right, and now this one, so we never really talked about blockers. Goddamn. It's supposed to be really, really funny. I can't remember who's in it, but I did see the trailer. You want to check since you're already looking it up?
John Cena. Da 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 da. Leslie Mann, Ike Barinholtz. Oh, Hannibal Buress. He's in there.
He just went from 100 to 0 in like an instant.
Let's see here.
Props to you, dude. All I know is it's supposed to be really funny. It's about parents trying to cock block their daughters who are trying to go get laid on prom night.
Wait, John Cena is an actor now?
Surprisingly, he never wasn't. Remember, the WWE was fake.
True. I'll give you that.
And he was also in Trainwreck. What? And he was in Daddy's Home too, apparently.
Says the anonymous person off screen.
You could just say she's one of our editors. It's not a
big
problem. Now, this one I personally can't wait to see is the Avengers Infinity War. And I guarantee you there's hundreds of you out there that can't wait to see this.
Not going to see it.
We have been What? Not going to see it?
It's not my type of film.
Not your type of film.
You can't have a million different superheroes in a film. I'm telling you, you're gonna have this whole Suicide Squad situation going on.
Suicide Squad was garbage because the director made it garbage. The plot was actually fantastic.
As soon as I saw Suicide Squad, I was like, no more superhero films for me where there's
Did you
more
watch
than...
Civil War?
No, I didn't.
Okay. go do yourself a favor. Watch Civil War before you start talking garbage about Marvel movies. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Every single Marvel movie since Iron Man, the first Iron Man, which started this whole fiasco of superhero films, has been leading up to this moment. They had this all planned since day one. So Infinity War has been at least a decade's waiting.
Yikes.
So
that's a lot of waiting, folks.
It is a lot of waiting, and leading up to it, every film has been absolutely fantastic. They get better and better.
Oh,
so for you, so I guarantee you this is a must-watch.
Yeah.
If you don't see this, I will be very disappointed because I guarantee you we're gonna have an episode on this.
The next one, I am so upset that I haven't seen the first one. I meant to see the first one. It's awesome. Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool 2. I don't know why I haven't seen it. I've meant to see it.
Well, did you see that? At least, have you seen the trailer for number 2? I mean,
which one? The one where he's
Bob Ross.
Yes, I have.
That is the best trailer on the planet. Props to you, Ryan Reynolds. I look up to you, my dude. Now, this is a funny thing about Deadpool 2. It's actually not even titled yet. They are in post-production.
Yikes.
I believe they started post-production as of January, but they still did not title it. They're in post-production, compiling the movie together, and still don't have a title. I think they're going to just go with Deadpool 2, but I don't think so. Knowing Ryan Reynolds, it'll probably be something ridiculous, like Deadpool 2, The Return of Bob Ross or something. I don't know. Now, another movie that I don't know much about, but we will give you a quick rundown of, is Life of the Party.
Life of the Party.
Steven will get you some information.
Yes, I will.
Right now.
Yes. It is a song by Shawn Mendes. Oops, sorry.
What?
There's seriously a song. Sorry, wrong one here. Life of the Party. No, the wrong one.
Search Life of the Party 2018 film.
Oh, there's a 1942 music. Wait one sec.
Why are you on Wikipedia?
Because that is the best source, man.
Okay.
Melissa McCarthy. It's a Melissa McCarthy film.
Right. That's what it was. All I know is the reason I put it on this list is because I saw it was a Melissa McCarthy film. That woman is drop dead hilarious. Everything that she's in is just to die for. I love her so much. She's one of the only people on this planet that makes me laugh as much as she does. With like The Heat, Identity Thief, all those. She's a hoot.
Go see that. May 11th, 2018.
Dun, dun, dun.
Our next one, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Now this, I'm not excited about, but I'm excited about.
Okay.
So I'm not excited because we've seen what happened the last time this franchise became a series.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the first 3? 2 and 3 were garbage. They're basically, with Fallen Kingdom, they're doing what happened in 2, sort of. Going in to save the dinosaurs, which destroyed people in the first one. What's the point? Why are you trying to save it? They're not going to tell us. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But why I'm excited is because dinosaurs.
You got to help the poor little creatures.
I love dinosaurs.
Yes.
Steven, don't you love dinosaurs?
I love something that I've never seen personally and has been dead for 60 million years. Yes, I do love dinosaurs.
Well, we're discovering new things about dinosaurs every year. Well, now, what I want to see out of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is maybe some of those changes that we've learned.
Yeah.
Because, like, we've learned that T-Rexes and dinosaurs were actually feathered. They weren't scaly.
Exactly.
So I want to see, I know they're not going to do it because the trailers are already come out, but one thing that I want to see this franchise do one day is start to portray them better.
I want my furry dinosaurs. I want it.
Not only do they have feathers, they don't roar. They sound like, I believe it's chickens. They more like gobble or something. They don't actually roar. It sounds funky when they actually did roar. Like that, yeah.
Yes. Thank you, anonymous chicken. Our next one is Incredibles 2.
2.
Man, this one has been in the making for such a long time. In my opinion, The Incredibles is the best animated film that Disney ever made.
Did you watch any of Toy Story? Have you watched Moana? Have you watched Tangled? What are you saying?
I'm talking about from a humoristic standpoint and talking about having the most adult humor. That it's not like all kitty cuddly and all that stuff.
You watched Tangled, right?
No, I didn't.
Okay, watch Tangled, my dude. There's a lot of adult humor and stuff in that. And then have you watched Frozen? Frozen's got some of that stuff, cheating.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Okay. No need to be obnoxious. Now, here's the cool thing about Incredibles 2.
Yeah.
They're picking up where it left off, the first Incredibles film.
Which was over 10 years ago, so.
Right. So to be able to actually pick it up perfectly from that point, and it's going to be, as I've heard, it's going to be seamless. It's not going to be like there's been a pause, because if you remember at the end of the first Incredibles film, they had that one guy on the drill come up, and he's like, whatever he said. He had his line. That's in again, and that's exactly where the movie starts off. Mm-hmm. So there's no pause. It goes straight into the action from where we left off.
I'd like to remain optimistic about Incredibles 2, but Incredibles 1 had such a high bar that in order for it to get, all the way to as good as Incredibles 1 is
No. Go away, please. Sorry about that, guys. Huh? Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just want to say for Incredible 2, Elastigirl is going to be the one who does all the saving, and then he's supposed to be staying home with the kids.
Right. Yeah.
Cool.
That's hitting modern culture with our favorite cartoons. Now, one thing that I can't wait Incredibles 2 to do is give us that legendary line again, or a legendary line, because everybody knows I'm the greatest good you're ever going to get thing from Frozone and his wife from the first one. Now I want to see if Incredibles 2 can give us a line just as good.
My favorite line from Incredibles 1 would have to be the, where is my super suit?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
That whole, paragraph scene.
That is the best scene.
In all of film history. It really is, in my opinion. But that's my opinion.
Yeah, well, I'd say in Disney history.
Sure, let's go with Disney history.
Yes.
So I want to see, can they beat their own record in that aspect? Can they produce another new thing?
Let's see. When will we find out?
In July.
It is coming out. I thought it was June. June 15th.
June 15th. Okay. Now this next one isn't titled yet, or at least I hope so, because right now the title is Ant-Man and the Wasp. So our favorite tiny hero is coming back, but with his counterpart, the Wasp, who we all got introduced to at the end of Ant-Man, where the girl that he had that love interest with was given the suit.
Speaking of superhero ants, ever heard of Adamant? It's an old Hanna-Barbera cartoon.
No.
Okay.
Sorry. I haven't heard much news about it. Not a lot of news came out about Ant-Man and the Wasp because the biggest thing going on for Marvel right now is Black Panther and Avengers Infinity War. They haven't done a lot with press releases on the new one, so I can't tell you much. They haven't really told us a lot. So when we get updates, we'll let you guys know. But that brings us to another Mission Impossible. This one is going to be named Fallout. Now, yikes. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really sick of Mission Impossible and Tom Cruise. He's getting thrown at us so many times. This guy's got to die off already. I mean, they almost killed him in every other one.
Wait,
yet they keep him alive.
Are you talking about Mission Impossible as a whole, or are you talking about Tom Cruise?
No, Tom Cruise is a great guy.
Okay, yeah, because I was going to say Jack Reacher is as a good one.
Right, no, Tom Cruise is great, but he's being shoved down our throat a lot. And then these Mission Impossible movies just keep getting worse.
Mm-hmm.
And this needs to stop.
Kind
so
of like,
I personally will not be seeing this film. I don't know if you are. If you are, you can try to convince me, but it's probably not going to work.
Probably not. I'm pretty picky when it comes to what I see in theaters.
What about you? Are you going to go see it? Maybe?
Maybe not. All right. Hotel Transylvania #3.
God, Adam Sandler, I love you, but I hate you.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Adam Sandler. That's
Say it. Say what you got to say.
I'll probably go see it.
You're going to see it?
Well, I saw the first one. It was really cute, and we watched the second one. And typically, when I see one, like the first movie of something,
You want to continue
no
it.
matter how bad it is, I want to know what happens next.
Right. Now, this is the weird thing about #3, is it has nothing to do with the previous stuff. Except, so what the plot is, they go to I believe they're on a cruise. So Dracula and whatever, they all go to another place. So he's no longer in his hotel. It's in another hotel, I believe, on a cruise, which is really cool. But it has nothing to do with the other two movies. I mean, for 1 and 2, I get it. They were a story. This one doesn't have much story as far as like clicking in with those, except for, you know, I believe Dracula's daughter, whoever Selena Gomez plays, has kids now, I think. I don't know. Yeah, he has kids. Yeah, because the grandpa, yep.
Aww.
It's cute.
That sounds so cute.
It's cute, but I'm probably going to see it myself, but Adam Sandler, he's always produced something that's funny or ridiculous or just stupid.
I'll probably never see Adam Sandler film in theaters, I'm guessing. I am not a fan of him.
Why?
Very obnoxious style of humor that just is not my type.
That's fair.
And he's just made too many bad movies. I'm not going to waste my money seeing something that potentially is a flop.
Okay, that's fair. The next movie is, I don't know if I'm saying this right. I think it's Alita: Battle Angel.
Alita Battle. Do you know much about it?
I've seen a lot of the trailers. Like I said, I go to the movies all the time. I've spent thousands and thousands of dollars each year there at the theaters, which is kind of sad because I don't have a life. But this trailer is pretty good. I just got flipped off.
Well, it has Christoph Waltz in it, so who knows?
Now, the whole concept of this, I believe it's also another anime film. I'm not 100% sure.
Produced and screenplay by James Cameron. Directed by Robert Rodriguez.
Mm-hmm.
Based on Yukido Kishiro's manga Battle Angel Alita.
Yeah, so it is based off of anime, and I've heard, as far as the trailers go, it looks pretty cool, but it seems like, you said James Cameron's directing this?
He is producing and part of the screenplay.
Okay. So I have no idea what to expect, because James Cameron is one of my faves.
Mm-hmm.
I love that man to death. I can't wait for the Avatar films to come out, which I don't think we're going to see until next year or 2020. Mm-hmm. I'm not 100% sure. But as far as that whole spiel goes, I don't know where this is going to go. The trailer looks pretty cool, but it also has like that kind of feel to it where I'm probably not going to want to see it in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
I probably still will because my friends are diehard anime fans, and I'm probably going to get dragged to all these films. Anyways, who cares?
Our next film, Mamma Mia. Here we go again, starring Meryl Streep.
Again, I think. Yeah, Meryl Streep, yep.
And it's a sequel to the 2008 Mamma Mia. Mamma Mia! And it is a American, British, Swedish romantic musical comedy.
I love musicals, so I'm 100% going to go see this. I probably still won't have a girlfriend at that point, so I won't be with her. Again, I got flipped off for whatever reason.
Okie dokie.
Now, this one, though, I am excited about is Venom. The trailer looks pretty cool. The only thing I hate about the trailer for Venom is there was no Venom. How can you have a trailer about something and not...
Was there snakes, at least?
No.
No snakes?
No? Have you seen the trailer?
Nope. No snakes, no Venom. How can you have a movie called Venom?
Well, you know what? Hey, editors, do me a favor. You want to put the trailer like right there, let us just watch it real quick, or let the viewers watch it real quick. But
or just have like a giant snake that's biting us throughout the entire show. How about that?
No, we're just gonna go with show snippets of the trailer. But yeah,
Yes.
it's pretty bad. So to wrap up the night, we have a couple more. I'm gonna skip a few. I'm just gonna give you the ones that I'm particularly excited for. We got Fantastic Beasts 2, The Crimes of Grindelwald. We got The Nutcracker in the Four Realms, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Aquaman, Ralph Breaks the Internet, and Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins Returns.
Mary Poppins Returns, right.
Will that have Julie Andrews and Dick Van Dyke and Karen?
Explain.
Oh, okay.
As far as the Mary Poppins Returns, I'm not sure, but I can tell you this. Fantastic Beasts 2, it's exactly what you guys expect. It's The Crimes of Grindelwald. It's going to be about him now, in a way. It's going to be things to do with that. Ralph Breaks the Internet, real quick, is the sequel to Wreck-It Ralph. I have no idea what's going to be of this film. They haven't really said much. I just found it on the list of upcoming films for the year. I just thought it was pretty cool that they're doing this, so I brought it up. Nutcracker in the Four Realms seems pretty badass. It's not like the old contemporary Nutcracker films that we've seen, you know. So this is going to kind of be breaking that stereotype and bull. It's a live-action Nutcracker this time, so I can't wait to see it. Now, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is a cartoon version of Spider-Man, where you now get to get into the Spider-Verse where there's not just one Spider-Man. You got a black Spider-Man, a white Spider-Man, an Asian Spider-Man, this Spider-Man. It's a whole wackadoo of things, and it's a cartoon style. It's a weird cartoon style. It looks cool. Personally, I'm going to see it just because I'm a superhero fan and I love things like this. Mm-hmm. It's not my cup of tea, though.
Oh, really?
I just feel like they're beating the whole Spider-Man thing like
too hard.
Dead horse. Yeah, I've seen 3 different Spider-Mans, like 3 different actors play, and
right. But this one isn't Marvel per se. It is, but it isn't. So this isn't to do with any of the actual ones. So like the Spider-Man Homecoming, that has to do with the Marvel universe. This one is just to get a little lowdown on the Spider-Verse itself because there haven't been any films on that. Oh my! So it's going down to the point in the comics where there's more than one Spider-Man and he finds that out. So Spider-Man there's a lot. Yeah, I agree 100%. This one, Aquaman. Jason Momoa, I love you, dude. You're funny. You're great. Great as Khal Drogo. Great as Aquaman. You're funny. Love you. I can't wait to see your film.
Okay.
Now,
Mary Poppins Returns does not star, as far as I can tell, anyone from the original, but the original was 54 years ago.
Right.
So, anyways, we got through all the films, almost all the films of 2018.
Right. There's at least maybe like 20 that I didn't get on this list. I'm sorry, guys, but we all know that some of these might get moved around. We don't have an official release date on a lot of these. It just says late this, late that. We have some that are saying specific months, but still not a date. So I don't know. Be weary. Some of these films may not come out this year. Some of them might. We might even get even more. But I know that 2018 is definitely a huge year for film.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, that pretty much wraps it up for this edition of Lawyer Tech Talk. Thank you to our sponsors.
Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next month.
Exactly. Next month. All right. Have a great night, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.